Every countries in the world are in their maximum efforts in finding vaccine to end the COVID-19 outbreaks. Maybe you are wondering what are the process in finding a vaccine. Therefore, I'm trying to elaborate it to you, and these are the steps in finding vaccine through the data we can see. So here it is the steps. First of all, the medical workers will select the antigen, and then after selecting the antigen, moving on to the second process, which is isolate the antigen itself. And moving on to the third process, they will inactivate the virus, and after the virus has inactivated, well then medical workers try to formulate the vaccine. And then the last one is to the human trials and also animal trials for the vaccine testing. And here it is, we can see the steps in finding vaccine through the Paperotech and also Pacific Immunology and Immunize BZ and National Cancer Institute. And after being declared by a global pandemic by a World Health Organization or WHO on March 11, 2020, until now, COVID-19 does not yet have a patent vaccine that can be used. In fact, cases of infections currently occur in almost all countries in the world from day to day. But however, there are currently a number of vaccines developed by various companies and researchers from various universities aimed at curing the COVID-19 disease caused by the coronavirus. And then the experts estimate the product that the vaccine will be later patented and can only be obtained within the next 12 until 18 months. And in finding the right vaccine, there are some obstacles to find the vaccine fastly actually. So here is the some obstacles of the finding vaccine fastly. First of all, we can see the pandemic chaos turns into chaos, as if public tried to discover the pandemic first, it led into chaos first, and then there's time limitations in finding the vaccine itself. And then the second one is the amount of time needed to understand the pathogen, because if the pandemic is kind of new, it needs more time to understand what pathogen is this and so on. And the third one, risk as the main business considerations, which is currently many pharmaceutical companies try to elaborate what is the pathogen, but it's still in a high risk because there is possibility in finding the pathogen or not. And then the fourth one is the human testing. As we can see, there is less human that wants to be tested by finding the vaccine itself. And according to RAPS, or the Regulatory Affairs Professional Society, Global Organizations of Regulations of Healthcare and Related Products, there are 3 vaccines products that have entered stage 1 of the trial. They are mRNA 1273 from Moderna Vaccines, and AD5 and COV from Casino Biologics, and CHA-DOX1 from the University of Oxford. And before tested on humans, CHA-DOX1, the vaccine developed by the University of Oxford, have been tested on chimpanzee first. And furthermore, as much as 510 volunteers of the age of 18 to 55 years old will be object of the vaccine testing. And then the World Health Organizations, or WHO, also socialized some steps in finding the vaccine. And here it is. We can see it through the data. So actually the WHO also make a vaccine finding process, but it is more general than the one that I mentioned you before. First of all, the identifications of the new virus first, and then the second one, vaccine preparations, and after that, preparations of the test regions for the testing vaccines, and then it leads to vaccine type verifications. And Singapore, scientists claim that to have found a way to track genetic changes which could be used to accelerate the creations of the coronavirus vaccine. Quoted from Reuters report, scientists at the Duke and U.S. medical schools stated that a method they developed was able to evaluate the potentials of vaccines in a matter of days. And this process allows scientists to determine effectiveness and the side effect of the vaccine itself without having having to wait for a response from humans to receive them. And talking about business, vaccine industry had been considered as one of the highest return business. So here it is, 4 largest vaccine producers. As we can see through the data, we can see 4 big corporations in here. We can see GSK, a multinational pharmaceutical company from British, that have revenue for more than $7 billion, and moving on to Merck & Co. with a revenue for more than $6.45 billion, and then Sanofi Group, which is a pharmaceutical company from France, by the revenue of $6.3 billion, and Pfizer, multinational company from United States that has a headquarter in the New York City, by the revenue of $6 billion. And British pharmaceutical company GlaxoSmithKline, or GSK, is listed as a company that controls about 23% of the world vaccine markets. Even in 2017, the company raised revenue up to $7.2 billion. And GSK has sold more than 2 million vaccines every day to people in 170 countries. And in 2014, this business contributed £3.2 billion, or 17% of GSK's total revenue. And the third position is occupied by Sanofi, and Sanofi globally employs more than 110,000 employees in 100 countries. And with a research budget of more than 4.4 billion euros in 2010, Sanofi Group has become one of the 3 largest research actors in the world of pharmaceutical industry. And however, Indonesia is the home of state-owned company that producer of a vaccine, Bio Farma. And here it is, some facts about it. We can see the facts about Bio Farma, and luckily Indonesia have Bio Farma because it is a company that the only vaccine and antiserum producer in the Southeast Asia. And Bio Farma has also 3 billion dosage of production capacity, and moreover, Bio Farma has produced 14 types of vaccine. And of course, Bio Farma, when we talk about it globally, has supplied vaccine to UNICEF and also organizations of Islamic corporations, or we can say it as OIC. And the President Director of State-Owned Enterprise in Pharmaceutical Sector, Bio Farma, Bashir, said that corona vaccine productions process can be executed within the next 2 or 3 years. And this process uses emergency policy procedures to speed up the process. To process this vaccine, Bio Farma cooperates with institutions in Indonesia and outside the country. And this collaboration process can be done by exchanging information and continuing research that has already existed before. And then we are hoping the best for the swift process in finding vaccine for COVID-19. Stay tuned to market headlines and stay safe.